Alright, we're going to go over your review for your systems of equations test. As you can see at the top, these are the different topics that are going to be on your test. Again, this is a good outline and model of your test. So if you can do this by yourself, you're going to be good to go on your test. These are not exact questions, but it's a good mirror of the question types. So the first question says the graph for the systems of linear equations y equals negative 3x plus 6 and y equals 2x minus 4 is shown below. That means it's already graphed. You have y equals negative 3x plus 6 and y equals negative 2x minus 4 here. It's asking you what is a solution to the systems of equations. Remember that a solution is where they cross. We can have one solution where they cross one time. We can have no solution where they're parallel, or we can have infinite solutions where it's the same line. In this case, this is one solution and you need to identify the solution. And the solution is where they cross. So from 0 we go right 2 and up 0. So my coordinate is going to be 2, 0. Number 2 is having you graph them. You're going to have to use your own graph paper since there's no graph there. If you do not have graph paper, you can draw just a whole bunch of vertical and horizontal lines and you'll be good to go. So we have, I'm going to do this in colors for you. So I have y equals 8x plus 12. And we have y equals negative 3x plus 7. So again, when we graph, we use our y-intercept first. In this case, my y-intercept is 7 on my green equation. So I'm going to go up 7 on my y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My slope is negative 3, and we can put that over 1. So I can go down 3, right 1. Down 3, right 1. Down 3, right 1. Or you can go, the opposite of that is positive 3 over negative 1. So you can go up 3, left 1, up 3, left 1. And we draw our line. Now it's time for our red line. We go, my y-intercept is 12, so we're going to go up to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. My slope is positive 8 over 1. The opposite of that is negative 8 over negative 1. So from here we're going to go up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm out of room, so I need to go the opposite. Down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left 1. Draw our line. And it says to place point E. This is my solution to my system where they cross. Solve the following systems of equations by either graphing or substitution. So you can graph these just like we graphed the last ones, or we can do it by substitution. I'm going to show you how to do it by substitution since we just went over graphing. So since we have both of them equal to y, we can start with any equation. So I'm going to take my 4x plus 2 and replace it with the y in the other equation. So I have 4x plus 2 equals negative 5x plus 11. We solve our equation. I need to get all of my variables on one side and all of my constants on the other side. We only do this by addition and subtraction. So since this is negative 5x, I can add 5x to both sides. Or since this was positive 4x, you could have subtracted 4x on both sides. So it doesn't matter which way you do it. Oops, I'm sorry. That gives me 9x plus 2 equals 11. Now we need to move the 2. Since that's positive 2, we subtract 2 on both sides. That gives me 9x equals 9. Since this is multiplication, we divide by 9, and then it gives me x equals 1. We take that x value and plug it back in. y equals 4 times 1 plus 2. 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 plus 2 is 6. We write our answer as x comma y, which is 1 comma 6. We can do this the same way. This says to do, the below system equations have one solution, no solution, or infinite. Determine your answer by graphing or substitution. So you can either graph these or you can do substitution. If I do substitution, 3x plus 4 goes into here. So that gives me 3x plus 4 equals negative 3x plus 8. I add 3x to both sides. That gives me 6x plus 4 equals 8. Subtract 4 on both sides. That leaves me with 6x equals 4. Divide by 6, and I have x equals 4 over 6, which is the same thing as 2/3. Plug that into here. Plug that in for x. So that gives me y equals 3 times 2/3 plus 4. 3 times 2 is 6. Keep the same denominator because 3 times 2 is 3 and 1 times 3 is 3. 6 over 3 is 2, and 2 plus 4 is 6. 2/3 comma 6 is my solution. But it only asked me if it was no solution, one solution, or infinite solution. So as long as you have an x value and both variables don't cancel, you're going to have a one solution. Remember, if we were to have these cancel and we only had 4 equals 8, if this was positive 3x, and we subtracted 3x from both sides, that's going to make it cancel, and we would just have 4 equals 8. And 4 equals 8 would be a no solution. If we had 8 equals 8, that would be an infinite solution. Alright, so that's a recap on those. Alright, flipping the page. It says to determine how many solutions by substitution. So this time it wants you to use substitution. So we're going to take the 7x minus 4 since this is solved for y, and we're going to plug that in for y here. So I have 14x minus 2 times 7x minus 4 equals 8. Distribute. 14x minus 14x. Negative 2 times positive 7x is negative 14x. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8 equals 8. Combine your like terms. 14x minus 14x cancels to be 0. So that gives me 8 equals 8. And 8 equals 8 is infinite solutions. That's also known as all real numbers. Number 6, solve the following systems of equations using elimination. So we need to look for opposites. 2x and negative 2x are opposites, so those cancel. Combine your columns. 3y and y make 4y. 20 and 4 make 24. Divide by 4 on both sides. Y equals 6. I can eliminate D and B and A as my answers, and I can see that x should be 1. So I choose an equation. 2x, negative 2x plus y equals 4. It does not matter which equation you choose to plug it in. We're replacing y with 6. So I have negative 2x plus 6 equals 4. Subtract 6 on both sides. 4 minus 6 is negative 2. Divide by negative 2, and x is 1. So we write our answer as 1 comma 6, which is C. Find the solution to the systems of linear equations and match them with the correct results. So we have y equals negative 2 and y equals x minus 2. So we're going to plug in negative 2 for y since I know y is negative 2. So I have negative 2 equals x minus 2. Add 2 to both sides. That gives me 0 equals x. You already know y is negative 2, so I have 0 comma negative 2. So 1 is 0 comma negative 2. Next, we're going to substitute the 3x minus 17 in for y on the other equation. So I have 3x minus 17 equals negative 2x plus 8. Add 2x to both sides. That leaves me with 5x minus 17 equals 8. Add 17 to both sides. And 5x equals 25. Divide by 5 and we have x equals 1. Plug that back in. Y equals 3x minus 17. 3 times 1 minus 17. 3 minus 17, negative 14. I must have not put this answer option on there. Last one. We're replacing the x with 7. So I have y equals 2 times 7 minus 3. 2 times 7 is 14. And 14 minus 3 is 11. And we already know that for the x value is 7, so I can write it as 7 comma 11. Solve the system of equation using the substitution method. We know that y is negative 5, so we're replacing y with 5, or negative 5. So I have 3x plus 7 times negative 5 equals negative 71. We bring down 3x, 5 times negative 7 is negative 35 equals negative 71. We're going to add 35 to both sides. That gives me 3x equals negative 37. Divide by 3. And we get x equals negative 12. So we will choose C as our answer. All of the 4th grade teachers and students from Cambridge went on a field trip to an art museum. Tickets were $5.50 per teacher and $3.50 per student. And the group paid $29 in total. So I have $5.50 per teacher plus $3 per student equals $29. That's an S. The next month, the same group visited the Science Museum, and they were $22 for teachers plus $11.50 per student equals $113. Find the number of teachers and students on the field trip. So, I'm going to do this by elimination. So I have 22t plus 1150s equals 113. We need to make something eliminate here because nothing eliminates. So I'm going to see what can I multiply 550 by to give me 22. And I need to multiply it by 4 because 550 times 4 is 22. So I'm going to multiply this top equation by negative 4 so it can cancel. Negative 4 times 550 is negative 22t plus negative 4 times 3 is negative 12s, and negative 4 times 29 is negative 116. Bringing down 22t plus 1150s equals 113. That cancels. Negative 12 plus 1150 is negative 0.5s equals negative 116 plus 113 is negative 3. Divide by negative 0.5 and we have s equals 6 students. So I can automatically choose C as my answer. So when we plug that back in, we have 22t plus 1150 times 6 equals 113. 1150 times 6 is $69. So 22t plus 69 equals 113. Subtract 69 on both sides. 22t equals 44. Divide by 22. And we have 2 teachers. And that is your systems of equations review.